Hey crafty friends, today I'm going to be making this super fun fold panel card with you with our decorative dies. So I'm starting out with a vertical A2 size card, just trimming it down at the 4 1/4 on the 8.5 inch side. And then here I just fold it in half in the corner of my scoreboard. So this will just make us a nice long A2 sized card. And now here I'm scoring at 2 3/4, and it's essentially just folding this top panel in half, which is what you've seen me do with a lot of other fun fold cards. But then we're just going to cut that off. So it's basically just a half fold on our card. So that's pretty much the card base. And then I have this beautiful patterned paper from Catherine Pooler, and I've already cut out a few designs here that I really like. Some decorative frames, the large, the small, and also an A2 liner die. I decided that these green ones are obviously the smaller ones. They fit perfectly on these 2 3/4 inch panels, and then the card sentiment die with a little bit of white on the inside with the larger decorative frame is going to look great and perfect for writing an actual sentiment in there. So this is essentially kind of what our card's going to look like, and then you can see that beautiful blue pop through the background of the pretty blue, dark blue paper. So I really liked that too. This is such a fun, like aesthetically pleasing card. So here I'm just taping down the panels I know for sure, and I don't need to like line anything up. And you could definitely decorate the inside and outside of these panels a little bit more. I'm keeping it a little bit simpler today just because I have all this pattern paper and it's so beautiful. And then this is our A2 liner die from our Card Sentiments die set. So I'm just putting this down first because I know for sure I want that down. But before I glue down my inside piece, the decorative frame, I figured first I do want like a front and back for my panel because this isn't double-sided paper, but it is 80 pounds, so it's nice and thick. So you could either use like a nice double-sided paper, or you could do what I'm doing here and just layer them on. So now for the inside, the insert panel for the larger decorative frame, I have this cute stamp that's coming soon to the shop. So it's not yet released yet. This is just a nice little sneaky peek. And I'm going to stamp this. I wanted to show you. So Glacier obviously is going to work really beautifully with this pattern paper, but I'm starting with Succulent because it's a little bit lighter. And I'm only doing half of the stamp here. So I'm only doing Love You. And I'm going to show you this fun technique. So I press that down. This is where the MISTI works great because you can blend two different colors. And then I put the Glacier on the lots, Love You lots. And I did get it on the U a little bit, and it overshadowed the green a little bit. But you could use your blending brush if you wanted it to be a little bit more of a subtle blend. So isn't that cool though? I think that's just so fun to do. And then I'm gonna just go ahead and tape this insert panel down, and then there's still room to write, and now I can kind of line up the front panel of my card. But first, before I do that, I want to sort of make this like it is double-sided. So I'm just going to tape the corners really nicely and then make sure the whole background is taped. And then I'm going to carefully lay this one on top and just lining up the edges as best as I can. And if it's not perfect, it's totally fine. You know, I think mine has a little bit of white edging, but it's still really beautiful. And you can, even with the pattern paper, you can still see that beautiful embossed edging in our decorative sentiment frames. I just love them so much. And so here I'm just making sure I taped it down, but I didn't press it down yet because I wanted to make sure that you could see the border from the top and the bottom with the panel, the front, the topmost panel on. And it looks good, so I just glued that down, just pressed it down a little more. And this front flap does pop out a little bit, so it's nice to have this panel. And now I'm taking it and I'm scoring it at 1/2 inch. So just scoring it here, and I noticed that the paper gets a little ruffled when you do that, and I think it's just because it's so thick, because these are 80-pound papers, and we do have Catherine Pooler paper in stock. This one we ran out of quickly, but we will be restocking it very soon. And then this is some Crafty Power Tape we also have in the shop. Crafty Power Tape is great because it's super strong. And then here you can see, I'll show you in the shadow where you can see how the Crafty Power Tape is a little bit thinner. So it's nice because it has a little less of a width to it than the actual backing, so you can place it on smaller spaces like this. So now I'm just lining this up with my back panel, the white piece, and then taping that down and making sure to press it down really well. And that Crafty Power Tape is it's just a lot stronger than the other regular adhesive, so it works really well for something like this that is something like a panel or a flip that you want to make sure is super secure because it's obviously not taped down completely. And then I feel like the front of my card's missing something, so I grabbed here a word die that's also going to be new, coming soon to our shop in the spring. And then I'm putting some thin foam squares on the back. The larger thin foam squares would work also, I just had ran out of them. And so just placing this down on the center of my card, as close as I can get. This looks really great. And that looks fantastic. So you open it up, you can still write in there. It's a really adorable card that you can put on display, and you can definitely decorate the inside a little bit more if you wanted to, that panel and then these two side panels. But I think I really like the simplicity here. And this is a sneak peek at that hello, and you've already seen the other hello. So this one's a little bit larger than this one, so you'll get a couple different sizes. That's a nice little sneak peek for you guys. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this card. If you did, please sure to like and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching.